In 34, Love It happens every Friday, Saturday and Sunday at 3:40 p.m. across not one, but all 34 sister stations of RTM, including us national stations. And we at Trax, today we're going to be having a chat. We like to actually highlight our fellow Malaysians from all walks of life who've got some specific special talents that probably you and I don't possess, but these guys are there, and we're giving them a platform to talk more. And in fact, to let you know, our listener, our audience, that these people exist. They walk among us that you may not have heard of. Hence why we've got this platform in 34. And joining us in the studio today, before that, for those of you following us live on TikTok, watching us live, thank you so much, guys. There's 6 people watching us live. Thank you. Keep tapping the screen. And for those of you watching us live on Facebook and also on YouTube, hello. And it's time for me to flip the screen and introduce our guest this evening, this afternoon. None other than Suzy Sulaiman. She's already in the studios. And hi, Suzy. You can talk.
Hi.
Yes,
Hello.
we hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, okay.
This wonderful Friday afternoon.
Well, for those of you watching us, say no, we did not ask her to come into the studio to repair our chair. She is not repairing our chair, fixing stuff. She's actually, if you can see, for those of you watching us live on TikTok, there's a ball of yarn, and I'm lifting a carrier. She's trying to do something here. And Suzy, how was your drive to RTM today?
It was pretty good. It was not as bad as I thought in terms of traffic.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And the weather was fine?
The weather is just about to rain. So,
biasa.
so tak apa.
Okay, it's a Friday, rain, you know what happens. It's called a package deal. You're all going to get stuck in traffic. That's why you
Yeah.
tune in. So, Suzy, you're here to talk us through art installation. When my producer Zam told me about art installation, right, I told you what I thought. I said, okay, what is art installation?
Yeah.
You buy something and then they install for you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's not what it is.
I mean, to be honest, art is the good thing about art is everybody's views is true. Everybody's views matters. So what you said is correct, actually, because the word installation is confusing. Yeah, because
very much.
Yeah, very much confusing. So I think your understanding is something that we can start with. Like, yes, that is true.
The literal definition of installing is literally install.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you do have that. You do have that need to like install something, to put something in. Yeah?
Okay.
So, that's right. So, yeah, because I'm not really good at multitasking. I can talk, but I cannot let my.
So guys, I actually put it through this. Like, no, I wanted her to do something while having
Yeah.
a chat. But you can take a break. Don't worry. Later, you can just show her exactly what you're doing. So, when it comes to art installation, you just mentioned it is very subjective. It's open to your own imagination, your own how you would like to perceive or define it. But
Correct.
you are you specialized in a certain kind of art installation?
So basically, installation means space, like ruang.
Ruang, okay,
Yeah.
space.
So, like you said, a painting. Okay, so a painting, as we all know, is something that we put on the wall, right?
Okay.
Okay. So imagine how the painting is inside a space. So that is what installation is. Installation is more than just the wall. It includes the floor, the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, if you see nowadays, there are a lot of artworks where this term immersive. So the point of you going inside the work. So before we would stand and we would look at the wall and there's a nice painting. So there's a certain like distance.
Correct.
But now you are entering the painting.
You are one with the painting.
You're one with the painting.
Okay.
And every turn that you make inside the painting gives you a different painting.
Okay.
So like multiple.
Or you could just walk into someone who's painting a wall and walk into the wall. You're also part of the painting.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea of immersion.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what you have done recently, your recent artwork has been featured. It's actually downtown Kuala Lumpur, right smack in the middle of city centre. And I was trying to understand more of art installation. And then I saw this other contraption that you put up with a friend of yours. It's you approach the table and then this glass starts making noise. Is that like the anxiety of something?
Oh, that one, yeah. That's another work.
Yeah, so I was like, wait. So I started thinking as an engineer, like, okay, there is either a proximity sensor, a heat sensor, something of the sort to trigger this. But that's just glasses and mechanism. That's a form of art installation.
Yeah.
Could you give me another example so that our audience get a better understanding? Something which already exists that people can see and like, oh, so that's what we call art installation.
Let me see. Like, maybe museums. I think like theme parks. Okay, like 3D art galleries.
Okay.
3D art museums, right?
Right,
There's
okay.
a lot in Penang. I've seen a lot of 3D art museums.
Okay.
So that's basically you going inside a painting.
Right.
Right. And then when you interact with the painting, you take photographs, you like, pretend to be on a spaceship or whatever. So that is kind of considered like an installation piece.
Okay. Thank you. So we have already passed the definition part, so everyone
yeah.
understands now.
Yeah.
Any layman like, oh, okay, I can go into a room with different perspective, and then I take pictures,
Yeah.
upside down room. But
Yeah.
those, before one can actually experience that, these things needs to be installed.
Yeah. So,
And that is your forte.
you need to have artists who can actually conceptualize those kind of rooms. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the artwork lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you the $1 million question. Why did you pick this? Instead of just putting something, now we've got digital artists. You can put something down on a canvas, and even graffiti artists. I think, why this? It's very niche. Do many people do this here in Malaysia?
Okay. I can say that recently in the 5 years, there's been a lot of interest in this kind of like artworks in open spaces, like in parks.
Okay.
Right? Because there are more and more kind of public spaces, public parks.
Okay.
So there has been a lot more interest by the government, by the companies. They actually use these spaces to do a kind of like advertising or to promote. Yeah, so I guess that's why there's an interest in this.
Okay.
Yeah, because people are starting to invest in spaces. Yeah.
Is that why you decided to go down this road? Did you?
I've always been creating. So it just so happens that my experience, because before this I was also a festival producer. I produce festivals. I ran events. So I guess from that kind of like networking, you learn about resources, you learn about talents, and installation is more or less being a creative director.
True, but the amount of work that has to be put in is nothing compared to running a show. If you want to run a show, an event, you got tons of people to delegate and they've got assigned tasks. But when it comes to things like this...
Oh no, this one is also delegating.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I can't weave 20-foot structures by myself.
Wow.
Of course, no. It's of course delegating. I train. So I will train 5 people and then they will train. So we have about 15 people who can weave.
Okay, which brings me to my next question. Your specialty is anyaman, weaving, V and W. So yeah. So
Not
why?
really.
When did you pick this up?
To be honest, this is not my specialty. I learned this from my friend Hanisa Johari. She's from this studio called Condiment Strings.
Okay.
So she is she works on a lot of wedding setups.
Okay.
So I saw her Instagram and I got to know her through some events.
Right.
And I was like really interested, like I wanted to learn this for my artwork. So she taught me, and then I started doing this because I had a commission work by I was commissioned to do
a certain piece.
a certain piece for Malacca.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to use strings because I thought strings have this very
Unique characteristic? No?
very fragile.
That's one major characteristic. Can putus.
Can putus.
Yes.
Can putus. I seen kids panjat. I've seen kids.
I'm not going to. We haven't gone to that part.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you about your structures in downtown KL. But you said that this is not your specialty. What is?
What is
Habis.
What is? That's a very good question. I'm a person of many hats.
But master of none? No. You many hats.
I don't know. Because I've changed paths a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that was all like part of the process lah.
And this change happened because you got bored of what you were doing initially, and you
Yeah, I
wanted
guess
okay?
so. Yeah.
That was.
I mean, I don't
You
know.
were not
guess that's-
challenged
Maybe
enough.
maybe that's the artist's calling lah.
Oh boy.
Dia macam you tak boleh duduk diam tau. You macam you duduk diam, you macam why is it so
Because you feel useless. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Is this it? And
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I've always tried to move when I feel too comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, I move.
That's sometimes people saying being complacent or institutionalized. You just stick to that one space for
Yeah.
this is me lah. Being here for 24 years lah.
I mean, different people, different paths lah.
Okay, so
that's the thing.
So this current phase of your life is it involves strings.
It can be. I've
And
worked
weaving.
with pipes. I've worked with pipes. I've worked with strings. I've worked with steel. I've worked with press spec. So I do a lot of materials. I don't have any particular specialization.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I go to like, people would usually ask me, okay, Suzy, I have this like corridor, or I have this parking space. What can you propose an installation? So I will like really imagine, and I like, I think this space is like wants something shiny. I would say these kind of things. I think because there's like a really nice sunlight, we must like use it.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I'll say, okay, but what materials is good with sunlight? So glass, right? Yeah. So that's how I work. This place is like, the lighting is not good, but the sound, the acoustics is amazing. Maybe we need some kind of sound work that kind of can accentuate the acoustics.
So which brings me to my next question.
Yeah,
So when someone commissions you to do something like, okay, I got this space, you go in there, you visualize the whole thing, and then how does the whole process start? You come back home, you pen it down, you do sketches, or is it done on digital or AutoCAD or some sort?
I usually would try to spend as much time at that place.
Okay.
Like I would ask whoever asked me, like, can I stay here overnight?
Huh? Okay.
Yelah, macam kadang-kadang malam cantik tau tempat.
Really?
Yeah.
These are even like for even any installation you got to do these things?
There was one time, I think before the pandemic, I was invited by Good Vibes, the festival,
Right.
to do installations for dekat Gontong Jaya.
Yes,
Jaya.
correct.
Yeah, so I got like the small stage. I was around the small stage, and there was like a really nice open field.
Okay.
And I would remember like there were pine trees, and the sky was beautiful, and it was cool. I was like, ooh, this is a nice place for like a light structure, because I could see this. You can see the landscape, kan. So malam memang cantik, macam the light.
The atmosphere changed.
Yeah, there was so many stars. Like you can't see this in the city. So I like, wow, you need a structure that is macam see-through lah. Kalau I sebab nak tengok bintang kan.
So you actually stayed there during the day and through the night to come up with this idea.
Yeah, I mean, your artwork is something that will attract people to the space, kan?
Yes.
So because people hire you to like bring something unique to the space, because this thing, whatever you build, is supposed to attract people to come.
True.
So it has to be something that, for me lah, it has to be something that you will like, wow.
What's the weirdest place someone asked you to do something and you had to stay overnight and like? No, nothing.
I mean,
creepy.
I mean, Gotong was okay lah. I mean,
let's not go up the hill. Let's leave that hill there.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, and then I think macam abandoned buildings.
Okay.
Biasa tu.
So you stay overnight?
I mean, you usah lah malam-malam, you lalu, you tengok
Okay,
lah.
guys, this one is like a ghost hunter. She's supposed to do. So once
that's all part of the spirit of the place, we say.
Okay, so when you decide and you go through all this, you think about what can be done during the day and night, all the elements, what's going to complement, like the sunlight or the sound. Maybe it's windy, you want to put some chimes.
Yes, exactly.
After that, how do you pick what material you're going to use? Is that what you do?
That depends on the budget and the time.
Okay, this is where we come.
Yeah.
Budget and the time.
And the time, yeah. How much time are they giving me?
Okay.
If they say, oh, Suzy, I need it in 4 weeks, okay, then we got to use like things that are easily available. But if they have a longer lead time, then I can experiment. So I will do like experiment like this lah, like I'm experimenting using strings.
Prototypes?
Yeah, I'll come up with prototypes, exactly. So, and then I'll bring the prototypes to the organizer or the client. Yeah, usually they're like, whatever, Suzy. Usually whatever.
They just put something there.
Yeah, just put something there. I just want to know there's something there on May. In May, there's something there. The concert is there. Okay, fine. Most of the time, they trust me lah. But on my end, I want to make sure I don't disappoint, and I make my clients happy.
Okay.
Yeah. So because it's also a part of your own reputation, right?
So when you said the cost and time is of course we are no control of time, but the cost is this kind of art form expensive?
Cost is relative lah.
Oh, true.
Yeah, cost is relative because it boils down to how much the client wants this vision, and then of course, but I will be transparent in terms of telling them, what is the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, because this is a very, it's like you go to a Ferrari showroom lah, right?
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
And I know where exactly she's going to get at. We're going to take a short break and make way for the news at 4 o'clock and be right back. I'm having a chat with Suzy Sulaiman, and she's walking us through the whole process of art installation. It's not something that you come across on a regular basis, but hence why she's here. We'll be right back. TRAXXfm. This is TRAXXfm in 34. My name is Double E. For those of you watching me on YouTube and on Facebook, that Didi is actually holding a torch here. Okay, I'm actually holding the phone that we are going live on TikTok. And joining us in the studio today is Suzy Sulaiman. She is an artist and she is into this different kind of art we call art installation, where we transform the whole space. The whole space is the canvas, not just one four wall. No, it's everything. You could even do, if you give her like 3 trees and you ask her to do something, she can even do something. Wait.
Yeah, okay, I'll try.
Okay,
I'll try to do something.
I need to sort your microphone out because I made her do this, and I have to be accommodate and make sure that. Don't worry, we got enough mics to make sure that you can be heard. That you can use that while you're doing. Okay, now we can hear loud and clear. So, when you said cost effective, now if someone wants to pursue this career in art, right?
Right.
This form of art, does it pay bills?
Does it pay bills?
Does it pay your bills?
No.
Did you just say no?
Well, it depends what bills you're talking about.
I mean, basically, if somebody wants to do something like this for a living for the rest of his or her life, is this something that you would say like, hey? Because
it's not a, well, you have to see that this is a creative work lah, right?
Okay.
So creative work means you need to build your name first lah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So probably not instantly, like when you graduate and you're expecting like, you know, tons of invitations suddenly flooding you, no lah, you know.
Okay.
Because this kind of work is really based on years of
and you've been doing this for how long now?
This particularly not that long lah, but I've been working on installations since 2015 was my first piece.
Okay.
2015. The work I did was in Johor in the Legoland there.
Okay.
And that one was for a festival. So I started off from like working commissions from festivals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I don't worry about that. We'll just make sure the mic people get to hear you.
Yeah. So it was from
Zap this
festivals.
mic to her. But
Yeah.
now,
So slowly.
when you install all these stuff, right?
Right.
If it's a permanent spot, like it's going to be there for like months, then I understand fine. But being commissioned to do some pieces for an X number of time, and then you have to tear it down.
Right.
Do you have any form of emotional attachment to these pieces? Or like, you know what, it's done already, let's go think of the new stuff, let's forget about this. When they had to be torn down.
Of course lah, you have that sayang lah. You know, you have that sentimental, because like you created it, you know. So it was created, and then well, of course, sometimes these works are big, so I don't have choices. I have to make sure that it's upcycled. Sometimes it's upcycled. Sometimes it's destroyed or recycled.
Did you just say destroyed?
Destroyed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what to do? It's like life lah.
All right. So and
Ada
also,
mati hidup.
well, true. But sometimes these things, other art pieces appreciate in value, and you get to put it up on a wall, and it fetches a prize. But this kind of art form, art installation, it's a one-off thing, and then you have to be like torn down. And you just did mention you do have an emotional attachment. So can people actually buy pieces?
Buy as in
Like you have got-
individual?
like smaller stuff in smaller scale, because you have done really huge ones, but you have like little pieces which someone can purchase it and bring it back.
Yeah,
home.
that's different now.
Okay.
That's that's
See,
tough.
That's why I was trying to understand this whole form of art from the very beginning. Even when my producer said me like, I don't get it, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm actually asking questions so that I myself understand it more. And you did mention that you delegate, you task. You said got people working under you. So are these like your understudies, or you just hire them? Listen, this is what you need to do. Just do it, and then I pay you for your hours, and you're done.
Yeah, so it's that. Yeah, it's usually art students or art interns, you know, and then I would hire them for a particular amount of time.
Okay.
Sometimes interns, I do training. So it's like really creating a small company, so they can actually do these works, because like we have a very tight deadline. And you want like 20, 40 feet struck. 20, 24 feet was the biggest lah I've woven.
I was about 24 feet.
Yeah, 24
Where
feet.
is that now?
It's already half. Some of it's in some of it is in Pasar Seni, some of it is in my storeroom. Yeah, so it's about about like almost this length of wall. So panjang gila lah work tu.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was something I had to do in like less than 4 weeks or 6 weeks.
And Suzy, the future of art installation, like you said, are there many people here in Malaysia specifically doing what you do?
Not many. I think you can count with one hand lah.
Oh, wow. And does this mean that you get a bigger market share, a bigger piece of the pie? Because there are not many people here?
I wouldn't say that because the project is complex. They're complex.
Right.
It's not because you deal with a lot of people, not just the organizers. You have to deal with like vandalism. You have to deal with like authorities to get license. You know, you have to deal with the old PR, and there's like a whole marketing PR that wants to like promote. So it's not that like a solo artist and you paint.
Okay.
There's like it's almost like a festival. The kind of work that you have to produce.
Okay, so we are almost running out of time.
Okay.
Now I'm going to just focus on what on earth we
I almost ni tak cantik doh sebab aku tadi cakap dengan kau kan. Tengok.
Don't lah marah me. Okay.
Dia macam tengok
this,
tapi side ni okey sikit.
Okay. Can you please explain to us what you are actually doing, what you actually did here?
Okay, so I apologize. This is I guess this will be a very interesting work because this is the first time that I'm weaving while being interviewed on live radio.
I like doing a lot of first
so this is like a documentation, a journal of me being interviewed on live radio because you can see like bila kau cakap tengok aku punya not tu turun naik kat sini kan.
Well, maybe when
so macam like sini okay.
You know what? You got to take a picture of this.
Yeah, this is I've never woven like this. Like okay, anyway.
Well, something you can. So this thing. How long would one take to learn this form?
I can teach you in like 5 minutes. Really? Yeah, but the teaching is very quick, but it's the repetitive doing that takes time lah, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is actually a weave that just now you guys were making jokes about me repairing the chair. You are not far from it actually because this is a chair punya weave. This is like because like I said just now, the chair kan kalau you duduk kat sini,
you sit down there.
You akan rasa dia tension maksudnya dia tegang lah. So it's more stable.
Okay.
So like the string is more stable when you have like pressure on it.
Okay, cool.
So that's what it means by tension weave. So that's why it's suitable for a chair. So if you have like so sometimes people macam dia punya tempat duduk ni rosak.
Yes,
kan?
the seat part, the foam
part.
part.
Yeah. You can actually use these weaves.
Repurpose the frame and modify it to that.
Yeah. And if you do it tighter, not like this lah. This is like quite regang. But if you do it tighter, you can actually sit on it. Or a hammock, okay?
Hey, this one you can blame it on Double D who forced me to do this, okay?
Yeah, I've never done this, but oh well, it was the first time for everything.
Lovely. And you know what? You don't do things like that, right? People give you a chair and ask you to... No.
I mean, I don't... I either talk or I weave lah.
Okay.
I don't talk and weave.
So your current project, let's talk about your current project right now and let our audience know if they want to go see and experience it. Where is it at?
So my current artwork right now is in this show called Immersion. It's at GMBB level 5.
Where is that? Oh, in KL.
GMBB is in KL, the one the mall.
Guys, you just Google
GMBB,
it. Okay?
Yeah, GMBB Mall or I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of other interactive artworks, digital work. So this is like a whole bunch of artworks which is more digital.
Okay.
So it's there and it's ticketed.
Oh.
It's ticketed because the works are very, they're like high-end robotic stuff, you know.
Right.
So my works is that
it's one way to actually value the artist and appreciate.
Yes, for sure, because the works are not for sale. So the artists will depend on the tickets to cover up.
I mean, if you want to put a price tag to an experience that's going to be anything you have to pay lah, you know.
Yeah, it's not much. It's not much. It's just an entry.
But otherwise, Suzy, you know what? I didn't mean to put you through all this, but thank you so much.
No problem.
You know what you could do if you could this whole interview of ours on YouTube will be saved and will be there. So if you watch it again, and then what you're going to do is you just tag, okay, at this point of my anyaman, Double D asked me about this and that. So every question of the whole 34 minutes will be represented
in these knots. They actually have a wave. So very unplanned.
Well, Suzy, I usually wrap up my segment by asking you your advice to people who are watching this, and if they want to pick up this form of, what would you tell them?
If you want to pick up, you have to be very. Don't give up, lah. That's the thing. It's a lot of hard work, but I can tell you, in the end of the day, when you see your work in KL or somewhere outside, you'll feel, all this hard work is worth it. Yeah, you gotta work hard.
Just like how Suzy's first time knotting or doing this installation while being questioned, this will be my first time I've ever made a guest stand throughout the whole interview. So, Suzy, thank you so much for joining us.
No worries. My pleasure.
If you want to follow her on her social media, it's all there already, right? It's SSSUZYSULAIMANNN.
Yep. Correct.
Alrighty.
Exactly.
Suzy, thank you so much.
Thank you, Double D.
And
Thank you.
I hope you will remember me for the rest of your life, okay? This fella made me do this, okay?
It's okay. I love it.
I love it too.
I sendiri cari pasal.
Haha, TRAXXfm.